show. And now, your host, Brandon Hilder.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Opening Act, a podcast interview show where we interview musicians and more. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Well, today we are interviewing Chasing Supernovas. They are a rock band out of Nebraska. And before we get on into that interview, let's go ahead and give a little listen to their new song, Helena Has a Time Machine.
How's that new one go again?
Da 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 da.
So, how are you guys doing today?
Doing good, dude. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good day. Then,
Yeah, man. Heck yeah.
yeah. Would you guys mind introducing yourself and telling us what you play in the band?
Sure. My name's Kyle. I play guitar on stage. On the record, I play pretty much all the instruments, do the arranging. I'm one half of the songwriting, next to this lovely lady here.
And I am Lindsay. On stage, I go by LA Sky. I am the other half of the lyrics and come up with melodies. And I am the lead singer in the band, with Kyle being the other half of that.
Sweet. Nice. So, you guys come from Nebraska, Lincoln, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So could you guys tell us a little bit about Chasing Supernovas? Like, what exactly are you guys about?
We are, it's rock, man. This kind of came, out of the ashes of our former band. We were, one half of, Dear Frida. We were the primary songwriters in that group as well too. This essentially is a little bit more harder rock, whereas Dear Frida was a lot more metal. Chasing Supernovas is for everybody. It doesn't matter what you listen to. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter who you are or what crawl of life you come from. Chasing Supernovas is pretty much for everybody. We try to touch on every genre possible that we love, which is, I love rock metal, but I also love punk. I love pop. I won't ever admit it in public, but kind of like a little bit of country. But with that being said, we take all of the inspiration from all of those genres and we pack it all into one, and that's what Chasing Supernovas is.
Nice. Lindsay, did you have anything to add to that?
I was saying we add a little bit of funk, and we do have a little bit of blues bluesy stuff in there, and like you can never go wrong with like a nice good blues riff in the guitar with a rock song.
Totally.
Agreed.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, some of my favorite music is like pretty hardcore rock, then all of a sudden it's just like throwing in some bluegrassy riffs with the guitar. Oh yeah, I love that type of stuff. It's weird and it's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah. For sure, for sure. So, how would you say this project is different from Dear Frida?
Just like, it's more diverse, more eclectic. We like I said, taking all those different genres and kind of mashing them up together. Was not something that Dear Frida was necessarily about. Dear Frida was kind of like your corn, non-point, Evanescence solely. Like it dealt with the harder side of hard rock, and then going into some metal, we had a couple of tracks that were like just seriously like barn burners. Kind of a little bit of thrashy, had some death metal in it. This kind of can take that same shape, but it's not. It's a little bit more. It touches briefly. It doesn't just stay in one genre.
Nice. So it's like,
one of the things I wanted to add is Dear Frida. There's a lot of screaming in Dear Frida. So Kyle does screams, I do screams, and one of the things that's different about Chasing Supernovas is it's less about that and more emotion packed into the song, where the screams are great and they're well placed and they do show a lot of emotion, but it's not an overwhelming amount of screaming. And not saying that Dear Frida was, it just was. There was a lot more of that in Dear Frida than there is in Chasing Supernovas.
Gotcha.
Lindsay's kind of more on the emotive side of everything. I look at everything kind of from the how hard does it rock kind of side. So putting our two worlds together kind of makes for a very very diverse but very, I don't know, relatable end result, I guess.
Yeah. So, when would you guys say Chasing Supernovas like started? When did you guys first get together to start recording for that?
Oh, Lindsay, you want to take this one?
Yes. I'm actually backing into a parking space, so you don't hear a lot of noise in my background. So give me 2 seconds, but I will absolutely answer that.
While she does that, I'll go ahead and hum the theme song to Jeopardy. All right, so I'm really good. I'm really suck at humming. So.
Oh, dang it! I really wanted to hear that.
I didn't want the beep 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 of my backup camera. No, so it's actually funny that you would say that. I actually found Kyle while I was working at a guitar center, and that kind of like pressed me. Let's start a band. He lived clear on the other side of the state, and that was 2018, and then by 2019, 2017. By 2019, I had worn him down. We started Dear Frida, and as we progressed as musicians, the profile of our music progressed, and then as our lives progressed on, right around the beginning of 2022, we started like seeing a change in the music that we were writing for Dear Frida, and then lives with the band members that we were working with just kind of took a turn. And so we had been talking about a spin-off project about halfway through 2022. And then by November of 2022, we had put out our first album as Chasing Supernovas, and it was just the two of us. And so we've really only been Chasing Supernovas, quote unquote, really since about August or September of 2022, but we just kind of progressed into it. And Chasing Supernovas is actually a piece of a lyric from a song that Kyle had wrote for like a long time ago, and it just fit as soon as we were starting to think of names for our new project. We both kind of had a light bulb moment about it, and so it just worked. So
nice.
only half a year.
Yeah.
Supernova.
Wow. Wow. So within that half a year, how many shows have you guys played?
One.
One?
one live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
We have a whole bunch coming up.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
we kind of took a page from our Dear Frida days. We played, God, it was almost every week,
Wow.
if not twice a week. And it was all within our market. So Lincoln, Omaha, Nebraska, and kind of the surrounding area. And we learned something very key from that is, if you're in a local band or you're, a regional act, you play the same place, more than once, even once a month. People are going to be like, well, we already saw you last time, so we'll catch you next time. And so we've been a little bit more pickier about where we book. Plus, also too, we got day jobs, and families, and so we can't really just drop everything and go play this show or that show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dang. 2 shows a week with Dear Frida. Dang, that's a lot. Did that ever?
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
We played quite a bit in Dear Frida.
Did you ever get sick of it?
No.
That's good.
No, in fact,
I'm
I
happy
miss
to
it
hear
dearly
it.
right now.
I miss it terribly. I miss it so much. And it's not just about getting the music out there. It's the camaraderie, not just with your bandmates, but with the people in the crowd. Especially if they know one of your songs, and you just see them rocking out in the crowd in the front row, and they're hooping and hollering, and there's a huge special place in your heart for playing on stage, and you can be whoever you want to be up there. Like I'm completely different in real life than I am on stage.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Everybody else.
Cool. So when would you guys say you first discovered your love for music?
Oh God, I was a little kid, man. Like,
Same.
I just like from my parents telling me about when I was like 2 years old, turning on the radio and nodding my head to, Def Leppard, or my mom made us little cardboard guitars, me and my little brother, and she put rubber bands as strings, and we'd go around the house playing those until we broke them. I've always loved music. I can't live without it. It's probably the most safest but most addictive drug you could ever have, and I've been in love with music ever since basically birth, if not before that.
Yeah.
Now I'm 40.
I'm the same way. I have always loved music. I grew up in a completely different genre. I grew up like in church and with gospel music and alternative Christian, and then I got like my dad was into like, of course, 80s like glam bands and stuff. And the first time I ever held a microphone in my hand, we were at a festival, and my dad said he had turned around for a split second, and the next thing he knew, there's his little towhead Blondie up on stage at the Mentone Egg Festival, belting out at the top of my lungs at 4 years old. Shot through the heart in your two names. You give love a Band-Aid. Because I didn't know what the words were. And I listened to him tell that story to everybody my whole life.
What would you guys say your like favorite bands as teenagers were?
You know what? Before I get into mine, Lindsay, you better go over yours.
So like I said, I grew up with a lot of gospel and contemporary Christian artists, but once I kind of grew out of that, my biggest influence growing up as a woman who wanted to do music was definitely Heart. Anne and Nancy Wilson were just idols in my eyes. You know, they playing the guitar and belting at the top of their lungs, and then, you know, you get into Pat Benatar and then like Blondie and all the female rock stars that I always wanted to be. And then I was introduced to Metallica and Pantera and Iron Maiden, and I just never went back. Hard rock and metal has always been, like, ever since then, ever since I discovered it, it's a part of me.
Yeah.
Mine when I was a teenager, I was listening to a lot of Metallica, like pretty much all day, every day, in every album. In my mind, there's only one album that's really bad, and it's not even Saint Anger, it's Lulu. And I don't even think that's really a Metallica record. But that's gross. But other bands that I was way into, like, I absolutely loved Korn, Seven Dust. I know it's probably a 4-letter word, but Limp Bizkit. I absolutely loved all those, like the rap rock and the alternative hard rock and all that fun stuff. But lo and behold, a lot of, like, I'm from rural Nebraska originally, so all we had for a radio station was country. So like your Garth Brooks, your George Strait, your Clint Black, Brooks and Dunn. Those are all artists that hold a big piece, hold a big part of my heart. Just because they play awesome music. Alabama is probably one of the greatest bands out there.
Yes.
I don't give a shit what anybody says, so it's good stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, love me some Alabama. Yeah.
Right.
And where I live, I'm originally from Idaho, but where I am now, I'm in Montana, and all of the radio stations only play country, but now it's like the modern country stuff, and I don't really like that, but some of the stations out here play classic country. I say classic, but it's really not that old. And it's like, like your George Strait, Clint Black, but I don't know. I've always really liked the rock more too, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
The newer country, it's not horrible. It's just, I think a lot of people do tend to kind of Nickelback it. And by that, I mean, like, really, they probably do like it, but everybody else dogs on it. So, like, they want to be like everybody else, you know? I mean, and for all intents and purposes, again, probably not a really popular opinion, but I mean, Nickelback isn't a bad band either. They're pretty good.
I like Nickelback.
Right?
I'm not ashamed to say I also like Nickelback. It's hard not to sing to it.
Yeah, their songs are great. When people hate on Nickelback, I'm like, have you actually listened to a Nickelback song? Like, come on. Yeah. People who hate Nickelback don't listen to Nickelback.
It's the same people that don't like Metallica because they cut their hair. I mean, really, let's face it. It's a popularity contest, and if you hate a band hard enough, maybe you'll be popular enough. I think that's really what it comes down to. I want everybody to hate my band just because it seems to be getting everybody, like, super popular. Like, maybe I can get a record deal like Nickelback or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I guess that's true though, because I mean, in order to get hated enough, people have to know you enough. So there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, my uncle, he's a YouTuber, and he has like a few 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he always tells me he loves it when people dislike his videos. And I'm like, why do you like it when people dislike your videos? He says if somebody's going to
because they
dislike a
actually watched it
video,
all the way through.
that means they watched the video to know they didn't like it. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. People who dislike things and hate things secretly, they might not like it, but they do watch it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta respect the hustle.
Oh, yes. So, what would you guys say your favorite part about making music is?
Everything.
Yeah.
It's
Everything.
for me, the ability to create always, like I could build you a birdhouse. I could go put a card together. I could probably cook a really decent meal. But the most inspiration that I'm going to have at any given moment of the day, any time, doesn't matter. Put a guitar in front of me and I can create, and it's the most fun. Especially when you kind of figure out like the little nuances that help put the music together, like the arrangement, different notes. Maybe this part works with this part, that part. It's all a puzzle. It keeps my brain moving, man. And I think that's it. Overall, anything that can tantalize my brain, it's something I'll fall in love with, over and over. And music does that to me every time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's poetry in motion. You can write down your deepest, darkest thoughts and share it with the world without them actually knowing what it is that you're really writing about. Any song
Yeah.
can be about anything to anyone. And what it is to me may not be what it is to Kyle or what it is to you or what it is to anybody else. But it's just being able to have that outlet and let your emotions kind of speak to anybody and everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, lyrics are just kind of words, and it's kind of up to our interpretation. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And the melodies, for me, it's when I close my eyes and I just kind of see a picture in my head, and then I just hum it, and then it's like, oh, holy crap, this is the new melody to the new song. Like, and the best part about it is a lot of times it's an earwig. And I know that Kyle is the same way with guitar riffs. I will think of something well before the song is actually even created. And then it's like, holy crap, my brain just kind of made that up. And then the next thing I know, it's a song.
That's awesome. I like this. So on your Facebook page, I noticed that you guys posted about being on a 107, The Gators, and that was on their top 40 most requested songs for the week. And for all of those listening that don't know, 107 The Gator is a rock metal station out of Florida. So currently you guys are number 16 on that list. How does that make you feel? And that song's Helena. Helena Has a Time Machine also. How does that make you guys feel that song's being requested so much?
It makes us feel really good. I will say it made me feel a lot better when we were at like number 4 and number 2 on the top 10. But at the same time, though, too, I guess songs have a lifespan on the top requested, and sometimes some songs have to be retired, and unfortunately, I think that's kind of where Helena Has a Time Machine is at right now. However, I will say it's actually kind of cool that it's still in the top 20 at least. Number 16 is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah,
but like I said, about
absolutely.
4 weeks ago, we were at like number 2 on the charts, and we had been in the top 10 for like, I don't know, 10 weeks. And so we watched that thing rise, and people tell me how much they love the song. When we play the song, people lose their minds. Or I should say, the one show that we've had, people lost their minds for that song.
Yes.
And it's a fun song. It's so fun. Like I had the most fun of my life writing that and then recording that, just because I saw this riff in my head that I was trying to make, and it was like this really technical, all over the place riff. And at the end of the day, I was like, why am I doing this? I don't like to play like that. And so I started like breaking it down to the rudimentary, riff itself, like just start breaking it completely down to the most simplest form possible. And that was the intro riff. And like that made my head nod. I was just getting right into it. It matched up with the drums perfectly. I was like, oh my God, that is, and it just earwig. I couldn't stop listening to it and I couldn't get it out of my head. And it was just that was the best progression possible. So see that translate from my head to the guitar to the recording to the album and then onto the top 10, top 20, top 40, however you want to see it. It's just, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, man.
Honestly, as a parent, it's like watching your baby take its first step. You know, you see this thing growing from the womb, and then the birth of it being the song actually like going into mixing, and then watching it get put out there, and then watching it rise up. I mean, it was so encouraging to know that we could write something that would go from the fundamentals of just the rudimentary notes into a full-blown song, into a full-blown album, onto the top 40, and then into the top 25, then into the top 10, and then into the top 5. It was just, it was surreal, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I just kind of chuckled at this because I thought it was pretty freaking awesome. But I was looking at that list, and one of the songs that you guys are above is a Saliva song. I was like, dang, Saliva's like a well-known, like pretty well-known band, and here you guys are just like way above them. I was like, that's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, I think
that's how we felt too.
The week that we had hit number 4, which I think was like 4 weeks ago, that song had hit the top 10, and it was starting to climb. It was starting to really get up there. And I'm like, oh yeah, we'll get beat out by Saliva. Those guys are so well known and they're awesome. They're an amazing band. I've listened to them since I was a kid. That's actually one of my favorite bands from when I was in high school. They never did, and we hit number 2, like I said 3 weeks ago, and it just like it's mind-boggling because like our song got requested more than a popular band song. That just and it's not to toot our own horn. It's not to sound arrogant or anything. It's just like, holy cow, that is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, you can toot your own here. You can toot your own horn here. I'll allow it.
Toot toot.
And you should.
Yeah. It's good to be proud from time to time. Oh yeah. And I guess before I dive too deep into this, Lindsay, it's your birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
It is my birthday tomorrow.
Happy early birthday, by the way. I was going to say that at the beginning, but I kind of forgot,
you.
so.
Okay.
She's 22.
Yeah, 22 and then some.
We kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but your guys' debut album for Chasing Supernovas just came out in November. What can you tell me about that, and what inspired this album?
Man, that was so. Some of that actually birthed out of Dear Frida. Some of the songs that came from the Dear Frida were like Damn My Heart, Caught in an Hourglass, Razor Blade Crosswalk was actually in our set list when we were Dear Frida. That's What She Said, and God, it seems like there was one more. Pardon my phrasing, but the song is legitimately titled this. It's Damn It, Wilson. Those songs were where we kind of saw Dear Frida starting to change musically. I can only write so much, so much of the same type of music before, like, I'm bored. I need to do something different. And we've done that. Dear Frida was awesome, but we're also starting to see it, like, kind of turn into the AC/DC, where we're writing literally the same thing over and over again and talking about the same stuff over and over again. And Chasing Supernovas once we kind of freed ourselves of like, hey, I don't want to write the same music, over again. And Lindsay was like, yeah, me neither. I'm like in the same song. And that kind of like reinvigorated us. I'm like, I want to do all different genres all in one song. If we can't find a way to mix them all together, we do a pretty decent job, I think. I don't know that we really stick to one genre all the time. Like the newer stuff that we're coming out with kind of has a little bit of the same sound, but we're starting to add more elements as time goes on, and that's really what happened with Chasing Supernovas as well. Is like as time progressed with these songs, they developed more, and we gave them a little bit more personality. And it wasn't so much the metal or rock. It's like, hey, we're kind of friendly. We'll only beat you up moderately, but we'll be your best friend later on. That's kind of where a lot of this kind of like stems from. And A Chance to Burn was kind of that collection of those, like how weird can I get my brain to be in order to make this music? And I think that kind of opened it up for Lindsay as far as lyrics. Like she just allowed her to kind of like be free.
Yes, very, very well said.
With the song Helena Has a Time Machine, I noticed that this song has a music video, and I've probably watched it 5-6 times. What does it mean to you to have a music video for that song?
I'm gonna let Lindsay have this one.
So I love creating, and lyrics have always been a thing for me. Melodies have always been a thing for me, but I love computers. I love computers. I've always loved computers. I'm an 80s born, 90s kid. And when I got some new software, I wanted to play with it. And we had just finished Helena Has a Time Machine, and I'm like, I have a great idea for this. And I spent a long time making that music video, and I was so proud of it because I personally, I love it. I think it turned out great. It kind of gives my little like artistic like splash on it. It wasn't always well received by everybody, but I'm so proud of it, and I think that it's going to kind of show in the future when I am able to get the new songs and be able to put my spin on the music video. With me, it's when I get a song, I listen to it with headphones on and eyes closed, and what I picture in my brain is what I want to put on the screen. And it was our budget-friendly way of being able to release the music video with one of our songs, because around here you have to be able to budget like a lot to get a professionally made music video, and we knew that we didn't want to release the song without a music video to go along with it. And I was able to publish it on our website, put it on YouTube, and do all these things with it, and kind of get it out there for people that need a visual representation for songs, because not everybody can just listen to a song and be cool with it. Me, I love a good music video, and I typically try not to listen to a new song if it doesn't have that's not true. I will listen to a new song if it doesn't have a music video, but I'm visual. I'm a visual learner. I want to see that music video. So I think that it was kind of my artistic venture out of just being, lyrics and melody girl, but also kind of give a little bit of a artist representation of what I can do computer wise. I work in IT, and I wanted to kind of I kind of wanted to show off, okay? I did. And so I don't know. I'm very proud of it, and a lot of people do like it. But again,
it was really good.
I thought it was
really
good.
good.
It was my first try, and
Wow.
just kind of going off of what I know that I can do, and I know that I can do better for next time. It's kind of a good starting starting point for me, Kyle. Just kidding. As
Wow.
you can tell, there's one person in this group that didn't take to it at first. I think maybe it's growing on him.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can do better, I mean, at least it's a good starting point for me.
So was all of that done digitally then?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not, a lot of that was actually stock
Yeah.
video that she compiled together and arranged herself to form a storyline. And to be honest with you, I mean, I'm not here to downplay her ability. She's amazing. This was her first real attempt at a video, and I mean, I think, you know, after some review, she nailed it big time.
Wow. That's really cool. That's cool to know that you did all of that. Wow. I did not know that. Wow.
I built a website too. Insert shameless plug.
Yeah. So do you think you'll be doing all the future videos too?
No.
No?
No.
Oh,
no.
come on.
We do have a plan. We have a professional. We actually have a couple different professional photographers that have been itching to work with us, and so we've been putting some funds aside to be able to get us in a music video. Like, our goal is to actually put our faces out there. But like I said, at that time was a major player in it. Like, we didn't have a lot of time to get out there and spend an entire day taking video and getting us in it. And you know, you have to deal with like wardrobe changes and settings and all of that kind of stuff. But in the future, coming up here very, very soon, with our next single, we actually have a professional photographer, videographer that we work with from our management team that is coming from Biloxi, Mississippi, to actually do the music video for. So we're pretty pumped about that.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think music videos are really important, not as just for like the visual representation of the song itself, but before the interview, I was talking to you guys a little bit about Absinthe Alley, and they're also out in that Nebraska area. And that's actually how I found out about that band, was from a music video that just like popped up on my YouTube. And the second I started watching that YouTube video, I was like, oh, hey, I want to get a hold of these guys because that video was awesome. And then I started doing some more research, and along with them in an article was about you guys. And I found music videos as well. And it just kind of went from there. And I think music videos are just like that important because along with just like the good visual representation, they catch your eye and your interest for the band itself. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What would you guys say is your like favorite venue to play?
Oh, dude, my favorite. There's two of them. We've played the stage at the Bourbon. Actually, three of them. Sorry. Played the stage at the Bourbon Theater in Lincoln. We played at the Other Side in Kearney, and one of my favorites is the 1867 in Lincoln as well. As far as like out of state venues, we've played at the Booby Trap in Wichita, and that was pretty sweet as well too.
Nice. Lindsay, do you have any?
Yeah, my favorite definitely. So I love the 1867 bar. It is a local favorite. We basically took up residency there as Dear Frida. But my favorite venue of all time to play so far has definitely been the Bourbon Theater. It's a huge venue. It's like, we love the staff there. It's open and it has a huge stage, and we we're movers and shakers. Like I love to walk around the stage. We love to jump around. We kind of like, Kyle's always thrashing around with his guitar, and like it's good to have that nice open space. But like you said, the booby trap in Topeka was great. It was a very small stage, so we were kind of like, at that point, we were very crowded on stage, but it got a lot of people jam packed in all in front of us. So that was a fun one as well. So I mean, we kind of rock big stages, little stages, but my all-time favorite definitely is Suburban Theater here in Lincoln.
Awesome. Then talking about playing a little, this is kind of my favorite segment of the show. What would you guys say is like your most favorite, most positive, just good concert story you got? Like the best thing that's happened?
Oh, dude, I'm giving that one to Lindsay.
Like as or as like going to a concert?
So let's say as performing. So as performing, what is your favorite, just the best thing that's happened?
Okay, so I'm actually going to take this as a Chasing Supernovas moment. It was our first show, our only live show that we have ever played, and we get through the set list, and it's so exciting because, you know, people have seen us before as Dear Frida, and it was a new experience for us. We were playing with in-ear monitors, which we have never done before, but we started Helena Had the Time Machine, and the beginning of the song goes, how's that new song go again? And it's da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And there is a group of kids, they could not, well, I say kids, I'm almost 39. They had to have been, what, Kyle, probably 19, 20 years old?
Yeah, at least 21 because of the bar.
Oh, well, I couldn't remember if it was an all-age show. Anyways, they lost their minds. They lost their minds. They were just absolutely rocking out, and it made, I was so nervous going up for this show, and that just kind of like put this whole new, like it left the pressure off of me. And it's like, they knew the song, they were singing along with it, they were rocking out, they were dancing around, and it brought a whole newfound energy to the stage. And it kind of just left, like, I lost the stress that I had to begin with it. I mean, until my back went out during the last song. But it was just great to see them kind of losing their minds to something that we wrote.
Yeah.
That was my favorite experience so far.
I love losing my mind to my favorite little bands. Yeah, there's this one.
Oh, me too.
There's this one band. They listen to some of these podcasts, so I really hope they listen to this one. Shout out to you guys, American Philosophy. But I can't say I go to all of them because I've only gone to 2 of their shows. But that's only since I've known that they existed. And oh my goodness, I love them. I just go absolutely crazy when they get on stage. They just start playing, and I'm like right up there, very front, like practically almost touching the lead singer. I'm like, oh, I love it. They're the best. So I understand losing my mind because, I love that.
Yeah. Anybody that's out there listening, get up front. Like, we don't want to see you hanging back, just kind of critiquing us from the back. You got to get up front. Get out there. We're going to sing to you because then we can see you because the lights are very bright. The closer you are, the better chance of us actually seeing you.
Yeah, I've always been kind of afraid of like getting up really close in some concerts just because a lot of those small concerts that I attend in Montana are all like very heavy metal, and the crowds at those things can be kind of wild. So let's just say I'm afraid of mosh pits. So, oh man, and those are like usually at the very front. Ugh. Well, luckily the band that I go crazy to, they're more of like a post grunge band, so The one concert I went to,
yeah.
they didn't have as many moshers, so I felt more comfortable to just kind of get up there. But both concerts, I was right there, just cheering them on the whole time. Love those guys. Yeah,
There you go.
getting into it. That's my favorite part of concerts. Yeah. Then,
Mine too.
Absolutely.
I guess since we're on the topic of talking about concerts, what are your favorite concerts that you guys have attended?
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
let you
mean-
go first, Kyle.
I don't know. I don't know if we have another 3 hours, but my top, my top 3. Number 3, number 3, I've seen. I've most recently seen Anthrax, and that show is pretty awesome. Number 2, God, what was that show that we just went and seen? I've seen. I guess top 3 is Anthrax. Went and seen Whitechapel, and that was super
Wow.
amazing. And then number 1, I've seen Metallica.
Oh,
Seen
wow.
Metallica like 3 different times. But the last time I was actually in the pit. And I was right underneath the band, like for the direct portion of the show, and it was amazing. That's my all-time favorite band. So
Dang.
So I don't have a top 3 because I used to go to a lot of shows, but like Taking Back Sunday,
Yes.
and the Used
I've been to a Taking
played
Back Sunday
together.
show.
Like I've seen them 12 times live.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
used to come every single. Yep, they used to come every single year to the Bourbon Theater, and so religiously I went every single year. So those were definitely great. I've seen In This Moment 6 times live. And Maria Brink always puts on a great show. I finally, after years and years and years of wanting to, this past summer I got to see A Day to Remember.
yeah.
Live.
Oh,
And
totally. That was
a good show. I cried.
never mind.
like
That
a baby.
was my number 1 because that show was amazing.
It was. And I got to be with my favorite human, and we got to get merch, which was awesome, because I don't always get to partake in that. I always want to, but I'm broke. But I would have to say the most memorable concert that wasn't those. This actually has a story behind it, but back in 2017, my mom passed away, and I had a big struggle, and I wouldn't leave the house. And my good friend at the time, Knievel, he forced me to go out so we have this festival here called Lincoln Calling, and it's a bunch of local indie bands. And he's like, just come one night. You don't have to do anything. And there was this, there's an outdoor stage at Duffy's Tavern. And he pulled me through all the venues. We saw lots and lots of bands, but I wasn't having fun. I had just lost my most favorite person. And at the end of the night, I was just ready to go. And he took me to a band called Cloud Nothing. I had never heard of them. I had never seen them live. And I was standing in the middle of the crowd, and it was electric, and they started playing, and I stood there like a statue in the middle of the crowd watching this band that I had never heard, and I will never, ever forget it because I hadn't even had a chance to grieve for my mom. So I lost it. I bawled my eyes out there. I bawled my eyes out just listening to this band, and the music was just so serene and so calming. But it was, calming to me is it was rock. So, like, of course, there's a heavy beat. There was a beautiful bass line. And I will never, ever forget that because it was the first time that I felt even a smidge of happiness after my mom passed. And it really helped kind of bring me back to, oh, I'm still alive. I still have human feelings. And it really reminded me what the love of music can do to a person, especially after they lose a huge part of them. And so that is probably my number one if I have to rate it.
Wow.
And I'm going to mute myself now before I cry.
Wow. That's really cool that you've seen Taking Back Sunday, though. Like, my brain is still kind of stuck on that because I saw Taking Back Sunday last summer. I loved them.
I love them. They're so good live.
Yes, they
and
are.
Being able to see them with the youth. I actually got to go to that one with my sister, and I never was able to get her to go to shows unless it was Alkaline Trio. Like there was no getting her to go to any shows. So that one was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that Taking Back Sunday show was special. The one I went to, I remember seeing Adam just up there on stage, whipping that mic around his neck and all over the place. I was like, oh my gosh, you're a freaking nut, and I love it. Oh, yeah. That dude is quite the performer. He has cool hair.
Oh, glorious locks of hair.
Oh, yeah. They're a cool band. Yeah. That was... So the concert I have to talk about this now because it's on my mind. The concert I went to that was Taking Back Sunday. It was a Third Eye Blind and Taking Back Sunday, also with the band Hockey Dad, which is like an Australian surf band. But anyways, like I was going there for Third Eye Blind. Like I had it set in my mind. I'm gonna rock out to Third Eye Blind because I love Third Eye Blind. And then probably 2 months before I went to this concert, I started listening to Taking Back Sunday religiously. And by the time that concert rolled around, when Taking Back Sunday got up on stage, I was the only person in the whole entire audience standing. And I was absolutely screaming like the whole time.
Oh, I would have been.
And I'll always remember this. Like Adam was like pointing out like specific fans out in the audience. He was pointing out like people wearing weird things, and we made eye contact for about maybe 2-3 seconds, but it was so cool. I loved it. Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty dang cool. Anyways, what would you guys say has been the most ridiculous thing to happen during a concert? Like while that's you playing or right after, right before, getting there, or whatever it is. Let me hear it.
The most what?
The most ridiculous thing. Just outrageous, terrible.
Oh.
I know which one I would say, but it might not be the same one as you.
Okay. Well, I'm having I don't know. Maybe my brain's having a lapse moment. I don't know. Perhaps I'm having a stroke. But I'm not.
I can tell you one.
Okay.
So when we were playing as Dear Frida, we were playing 1867 Bar, which we had played quite a bit.
Oh God!
And they had a new sound tech that we had never worked with before. So Kyle uses a head rush, which is a DI pedal board, and it also it's an amp, so it just flows through the amp direct input. And I don't know if maybe he just didn't know like how to do it or something, but he was struggling.
The sound tech.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was going to say the sound tech. But we were opening for, was that the No Resolve show?
No, it was another. That was Archers, yeah.
It was, okay, so it was Archers and Silent Theory. And So the band before us was having a struggle because Rex also was using a head rush, and we couldn't get any sound to come out of the head rush. Like, we started playing, we were playing our opening song, and nothing. Like, you could hear the drums, obviously. You could kind of hear
was
the
coming
bass,
in the monitors. Nothing was
nothing.
coming out of the mains. It was. God,
And I look over, and I just see this, like, frustrated face on Kyle, and he is getting ticked off. And I'm like, oh, no. And this is not he looks like a lumberjack, so he's a little bit intimidating, of course. So the next thing I know, he has his guitar still strapped to him. He unplugs his guitar. He goes down to where the sound booth was. Sound guy wasn't really standing at the sound booth, wasn't looking at the board. And Kyle just goes, "Are you sleeping kidding me?"
Yeah.
Sleep together. And like, I swear he almost pooped his pants. Poor sound guy. Like, but we didn't have any issues after that.
Yeah, you could. The drums were still playing. The rest of the band was still playing, and you could hear me over the sound of that. I was that, and I don't really get that mad very often.
No,
like,
not at
I'm actually
all.
a pretty chill dude.
Yes.
Even though I do, like, I have the demeanor of a college linebacker. This dude, I remember the fear in that dude's eyes, and he tried to come up and talk to me afterwards, and I was like, I don't want to talk to you. You need to go. And in fact, I'm like, we're done talking. Go away.
Joked about it for a while too. Good thing he was wearing his brown pants.
Yeah. Yeah. That was absolutely the worst. Now that you bring that back up, oh my God.
Man, that sounds
for anybody
absolutely terrible.
Listening, if you're a figure your stuff out. Otherwise, you're gonna have to deal with me probably.
Yeah. It was funny. The rest of the show went really good.
Oh yeah, smooth sailing after that.
I bet.
No, you remember what did happen that night is Archers blew the PA system.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. I forgot. There was huge sound issues all night. So we get there, like, they were already having sound issues. Then Ember's Light had their sound issues. Then we had our sound issues. Then Silent Theory was excellent. Silent Theory was great. Went off without a hitch. Everything was perfect. And I love those guys, by the way. And then Archers gets up there, gets about halfway through their first song, the whole PA system goes down.
Yup.
I forgot about that.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was a fun night because my kid was in the crowd.
Yeah.
My kid was in the crowd, and I got to experience, like, Archers is one of my favorite bands. So by the time the PA system came back up, we're just standing in the middle of the crowd watching this band that I've always wanted to open up for, and I got to. And all the stress from our set kind of just went away, and I'm standing there and I'm rocking out with my kid, just bawling, and it was pretty awesome. Ended up being a really awesome movie.
Nice.
So ridiculous, but ended awesome.
There you go.
Fun.
Man, that. Whew, I would not want to be that sound guy.
No, that's our sound guy. I'm sure he was probably stressed every time we played after that, but I'm pretty sure he learned his lesson because, like, we played there, the next 7 weekends after that?
Yeah.
Like, every other weekend and then 4 in a row.
Oh, wow.
It was a ridiculous amount of times after that.
Yeah,
at the
it
same
was.
place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So, let's see. What has been the most memorable moment of your whole musical career?
Oof. I'll let
Meeting
Lindsay go
Kyle.
first on this one.
Meeting Kyle. Not, like, I'm being serious. Like, through music, I met my best friend in the whole wide world. Like, I was going through the worst time in my life when we met, like my mom had just passed away, and then when like we reconnected a couple years later after we found each other online, like again, he lived clear on the other side of the state when we actually met, and we hadn't even gotten each other's socials or anything like that. And then he found me on a musician website or like a Facebook page, and it was awesome because it was like kismet, and we write so well together, and then I ended up going through my divorce, and just it's been awesome to have this outlet and to be able to do it with a person that has the same love of music as I do, and the same, it's so funny because we'll be like, oh my gosh, I had a dream about this riff, and then he'll play it, and I'm like, I had that same freaking dream last night, but listen to these lyrics, listen to this melody, and it's the same freaking song, and we didn't even discuss it beforehand, and it's like, it's so funny because this thing that we're both so passionate about separately, and then now we get to do it together as a band, as two bands, and that's been, for me personally, that's my thing. That's my answer.
For me, it's been able to do all this, all this, finding that one person that helps complement you, through everything, but also too musically. That's Lindsay, and we've got to do some amazing things. Like Dear Frida, we had a song hit #1 on 107 WBRR, and we've opened up for Buck Cherry, and got to hang out with all these amazing national acts. We've released 2 albums, and they've both been met with very with a whole lot of praise, and people keep requesting our music. It just there's not one thing that I can think of off the top of my head truly that signifies it. Just keeps getting better and better.
Wow. Let's see. So I guess we have come to an end of all of the kind of serious questions. So now, if you guys don't mind, we're going to kind of get into the funny stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't know if you know what you're getting yourself into, buddy, but all right, cool.
True.
Okay, we're gonna start up. We're gonna start off mild, and then we'll get into that weird area.
Move on.
Okay.
All right, let's get weird.
So, what is your dream band to share the stage with?
A Day to Remember.
Yep. Hands down, Day to Remember. They're one of my all-time favorites. They're both of our favorites.
Yeah.
Kind of fit the same music profile too. They don't really they're a rock band, but they play punk,
Everything.
pop punk, and metal and all this stuff all together. So I mean,
Yep.
that's that right there.
Okay. No, if you could go
Easy.
back.
Next question.
Yeah, that was a really easy one. If you could go back in time to meet one person, who would it be and why?
Just anybody?
Anybody. Celebrity, non-celebrity, grandparent, or whatever it is, yeah.
Oh. The person that we've never met before, or have met before?
Take it any way you want.
I'm probably making this way too complicated.
So this question can be deep, and it also cannot be deep. It's your choice. So yeah.
All right. I would go back and meet Abraham Lincoln, and I'd ask him why the beard.
Oh. Okay. Why the beard?
Why not? Yeah, dude. It's hold on a second. Are you Amish? Are you not Amish? What is this, man? How does this work?
You'd ask about the beard, but not the hat? Come on.
No, man. The hat makes total sense.
Are you Amish?
The hat makes total sense. I'm down, bro.
Does it make sense, though?
Yes, it
Beards
does.
were more common than those top hats. And why
Not
was
on a
it so
president.
tall?
Like, I'd ask,
You
like, who
honest?
voted for this guy, and are they all, like, I don't know. That would be mine.
Wow.
Can you beat that? Now that's my question.
No. No, because I would say something wildly inappropriate if this wasn't a school show.
So,
Jeez.
yeah, she's right. She probably would.
I'd probably say something horrible about
Stuff.
Helen Keller.
Oh, geez.
No.
All right, next question.
Seriously, she couldn't experience music, Kyle. How devastating would that be?
Fair point. Next question.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh.
Sorry.
That took an interesting
Well, there's
turn.
a minute that we can't use in the interview. That's sweet.
He's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Like, oh, these
Oh,
guys.
man.
Ah, dang it.
Okay. Whew, okay. What are your guys' favorite movies? Like, what is your one favorite movie? How about that?
Lindsay,
What
you
is
go.
What is the favorite movie that we tell people, or what is our deep, dark, actual favorite movie? Is that which one are you referring to?
Probably
let's
that
go
one
with
since
both.
you brought it up.
No, just go
Okay.
with the deep dark secret one.
Okay, so my deep, dark, secret favorite movie is a movie called Legend. It came out in 1984. It has Tim Curry, and it is one of the first Tom Cruise movies. And it has Mia Sarah in it, and it is like, it's a fantasy last unicorn, loss of innocence movie. A lot of people don't know about it, but you have seen it probably online because they use the darkness, which is the Lord of Dark. He has a lot of, like, it's Tim Curry. Like, you don't, like, if you know who Tim Curry is, he's also Hellboy. So this was like pre-Hellboy. So he's dressed to the nines in the red makeup and stuff like that. Anyways, a lot of people have seen it but don't know what the movie is. That's my favorite movie, and it's cheesy and it's weird and there's fairy in it. But the one that I tell everybody is Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned, I would say, is the one I tell everybody because it has a legit fire soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. For real.
And I love vampires. Like, I'm a big fan of Anne Rice and vampire movies.
Twilight.
Mine's a two-parter. These both compete at the top. Terminator 2, just because it's got action, it's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got robots, it's got explosions. What more can you ask for? And then Hot Rod. It is the stupidest, silliest movie that I can quote all day long. Like, I can quote it from front to back.
He can.
And
He really can.
I usually throw one of the quotes in with my regular conversation with people.
Rotation. If you haven't seen Hot Rod, I suggest you've seen it. I suggest you see it because I hadn't seen it, and he finally wore me down until I did watch it, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And I couldn't stop laughing.
Yep.
Okay. I have not seen it, so.
Oh, now you need to watch it. For real.
Okay, so what is your guys' favorite fruit?
Used to be strawberries. I'm gonna go with cherries now.
Pineapple.
Okay. Now, if you had to be a fruit, what type of fruit would you be?
Oh, man. I would say pineapple, but apple. I would be an apple because you know what? there are like hundreds and hundreds of different varieties of apples. And some are sweet, some are tart, some are juicy, some are not. And you can make anything out of it. You can make tarts, you can make desserts, you can make, you can put them in a salad. They're very versatile fruits.
Just because of this day and age, you can be whatever you want to be. If I was to be a fruit, I would probably be like a shortcake. Yeah.
Oh,
Turd.
man.
What?
A strawberry shortcake, probably.
What kind of fruit are you, Kyle? I'll be a bowl of ice cream. Like, oh yeah, you sound like you're a great candidate for like, some sort of depression meds or something.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is where the interview starts going down completely. It's all based on.
You noticed that he got really quiet.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's because I also kind of muted myself. Oh boy.
It's like, oh, I can't keep any of this now, guys. I'm done.
Oh, I'll keep it. Okay.
Excellent.
What is your favorite Chinese takeout dish?
Crab rangoon.
Yep,
Terrible,
all day long.
For me.
All day
Crab
long.
rangoon.
Can't eat it.
Can't eat it
because it just destroys me. But my God,
Same.
is that the best thing ever?
Yep, it's my go-to comfort food.
Nice.
Best thing ever is okay. So here's a trick for everybody, and if you just have to believe me and try it. But crab rangoon dipped in barbecue sauce is like the greatest thing in the entire world.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Well, now I'll have to try it.
Sounds ridiculous, but it's really good.
Doesn't sound good to me.
help.
I won't tell you how I figured that out. I won't tell you how I figured that out, but it's really good.
What? Okay. Let's see. What well-known song best describes you? Okay. That makes me really nervous.
Oh my God.
No.
I think for anybody here, if I was gonna be any song, it would probably be "Basket Case" by Green Day.
Oh, there you go.
Mine would probably be "Inside Out" by Eve Six.
Two songs I am both very familiar with. Nice. Yeah. I like both those songs. Yes. Okay.
They're both good songs.
I was
But,
thinking of like several No Effect songs I could have like totally like
jeez.
said that. You've been like, oh God, I can't really keep any of this now.
No. I thought about saying Brain Stew, but
Yeah.
Inside Out better suits me.
Brain
It's got
Stew.
all the emotions.
Oh, I love Brain Stew. Last year for the talent show in my town, me and my brother played it. It's on YouTube too. But it's a very dark, hidden, secretive part of YouTube because nobody should ever
Well, you're
watch
going to
it.
have to send us the link. Well, now we're going to have to find it, Brandon.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You can't tell us something like that and expect us. I'm like an FBI agent, okay? I can find anything on anyone.
Well, it's on my mom's channel
She
too,
can.
so you probably couldn't. How about that?
Well,
Oh,
now
now
I
challenge
can.
accepted.
I'll put the link in the group chat.
Cool.
Well, anyways, let's go ahead and ask the last and final question. Now, this question, this is near and dear to me. I love it so much. This question is from my favorite TV show, Chuck. Now, if you were on a deserted island and could have one sandwich with you, what kind would it be?
Oh. Dang. All right. I would have. Gosh. So I can't eat any wheat products, but if I was on a deserted island, who cares? At that point, if I've had one sandwich to eat for the rest of my life, I would do the Italian BMT from Subway, just because that slaps so hard.
That's what I was gonna say.
What's the set first?
But if you knew us on a personal level, you would know that we actually played this game quite often.
Yeah, we do.
If you could have any sandwich, and then we're always like, wait, what if we did this? Wait, what if we did
Yeah.
this? But the Italian BMT for sure. For me, mine would have lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, black olives. It would also have pepperoncinis, and it would have oil and vinegar and salt and pepper and Italian seasoning on top with provolone cheese.
I would have mine toasted like all the time with all the Italian meats doubled and like provolone cheese and on that cheese bread with salt and pepper and done. I'm good. I don't need any. I'm like, yep. God, now I'm hungry, dude.
Wait, now not even banana peppers?
I mean, yeah, but no.
What?
Whatever.
Yes,
Yeah,
banana peppers. Yes, you have to have them.
Peppers.
Got to get the banana peppers, the jalapenos. If you're feeling
No,
extra spicy.
No jalapenos for me.
Yes.
No.
For me.
Not for me. I mean, I guess if I'm alone on a deserted island, maybe, but it's gonna not be pretty for the holes in the sand. Wait, do we have toilet paper on this deserted island? Because I also have a gluten intolerance.
Sure.
Kyle actually has celiac. I just have a severe intolerance. So
yeah, we can have toilet
I would
paper.
definitely get a 12-inch for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, since it's like a deserted island, I would get like one of the party size ones, just because like.
Right.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go. There you go.
Because would you rather starve in 2 days or would you rather starve in a week?
Right? There you
What are
go.
you talking about, a week? That's not going to last me a week.
Yeah, it's probably going to last like a couple hours for real.
I can put some food down. I may be small, but I can put some food down.
Me
yeah,
too.
and don't touch any of the trees for a while either. Well, I mean, it was a question of toilet paper, so I mean, there's that.
True.
Well,
I think Brandon's just now figuring out what I'm talking about.
oh jeez.
Oh, geez. I say that all the time, Brandon.
Yeah,
I say that all the time.
This is great. Well, guys, that is all of the questions that I mean, technically I could ask more, but at this point I'm quite frankly just afraid. So
Now,
Hey, we
to whittle
kept- we
this
kept-
down, guys.
We kept it somewhat good.
well, I guess other than that, though, that is all of the questions I have. And now I'm going to turn the mic over to you. If you guys have anything else you'd like to say, anything you'd like to bring up, or if you have any questions for me, the time is yours.
Oh, sweet. All right. So shameless plugs. Check us out, www.chasingsupernova.com. Lindsay make the website. It's pretty sweet. We're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon, Deezer, whatever you listen to, we're on it.
Pandora, Spotify.
Yep. Oh, did I not say Spotify?
I just
Whoa.
felt it would bear repeating.
Fair enough. We will be coming out with some new music here very soon. We get to work with Miles Claiborne from Saul on our next endeavors, and it's going to be fun. My question to you, Brandon, if you were to be any kitchen utensil in the kitchen, what would you be and why?
Any kitchen utensil? Oh boy.
No pressure.
I
Clock's ticking here, dude.
would want to be a cheese grater. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why would I want to be a cheese grater?
Yeah.
Because I can shred cheese into little pieces without feeling bad about it.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, do you really feel bad about shredding cheese now?
Oh, well, no, but I could murder cheese.
I mean, we're learning so much about each other so much right now.
Could just your job would be to murder cheese.
Fair enough.
Oh, that'd be a good job.
What?
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
There you go. That's what I would be. Thank you. Well, anything else you guys want to say?
Thank you.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
yeah.
So much.
We'll jump
Yeah.
into the thank yous then.
This has been fun.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, yeah. Thank you guys for doing this and talking with me, talking about all the nonsense with me for like an hour and a half. It was great.
Thank you for listening
It's
to us
fun.
blather on different subjects. We greatly appreciate it, man.
Yes, very much so.
Cool. Well, guys, please make sure you go check out their website and go check out all of their music online. And trust me, it is definitely worth the listen. Go check out Helena Has a Time Machine, please. Great song, great music video. And yeah, with that, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you guys have a great
Thank
rest
you.
of your day.
You
And-
too. Thank you
Same.
for having us.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and I guess
Bye,
with
everybody.
that, we'll be talking to you later. See you guys. Bye.
Hey, man.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks,
Yep.
Ben. Bye.
Bye. Oh boy. That was a fun interview to do. Thank you so much for listening to that. And please go make sure you go check out Chasing Supernovas music and their website. Because trust me, it's definitely worth it. And yeah, don't miss out on that stuff. They know what they're doing and they sound great. So, and other than that, thank you so much for listening. Really, this would not be possible without you. And please make sure to subscribe and share the video with others. And I guess I will be seeing you later.